Hello, welcome to another episode of Constitutionalist Podcast. I am your host, Joseph M. Leonard. That's L-E-N-A-R-D. It looks French. It's not. It's Leonard without an O. Thank you for tuning in. As Graham Norton used to say on his show, let's get on with the show! For those looking on the 5 behind-the-scenes video channels, sneak peek videos, you will see, first let me say, this is a cheat intro again, kind of like I do on Saturdays if I'm presenting a video exclusive from prior, the same cheat. You'll see the same or hear on the 40-ish audio-only platforms, this same mini intro, but I am wearing the Book of Kennedy Project Carpe Diem book shirt because welcome to Books/Authors Week, just 1 week, for April of 2026. Prior, I had Books/Authors Weeks this time to get caught up on some back interviews of authors. I'm doing a singular Books/Authors Week for April 2026, Monday through Friday. Also, I want to say at the end of each episode, I will tack on one of my newer, more recent Suno created songs. If you remember, my dad, Ted Leonard Jr., the Polka Kings, tinyurl.com, the Polka Kings, to see that tribute page to him. He had a record deal. I used to write and record music the old way, get out a piece of sheet music and write out the actual song on the sheet music, the chords, the notes, the lyrics, but all my equipment's been long sold off, but thanks to Suno AI music system, I'm back to writing lyrics and releasing music again. Thank you, Suno. So each day, Monday through Friday of Books/Authors Week 2026, April, I will tack on a Suno-aided created new song from Joseph M. Leonard, JLenardDetroit on Suno. So thank you to them, and I've already delayed things, so without further ado, let's get to an author. Joining me today is A.L. Jensen, and no, this is not a baseball show. This is not American League Jensen. We'll get to eventually what the AL is for, but she is the author of Midsummer Marriage and Murder, and I want to read this part from the release I got from Mickey Mickelson, a mutual friend. Escape to the charming small town of Lakewood, not Texas, in this delightful Scandinavian-inspired cozy mystery. Scandinavian, but is it, and you could borrow this if you haven't thought of it yourself yet, is it SCANDALnavian?
Good one. I'm totally using that.
Okay. Please, by all means, yes, I graciously give that over. Just remember where you got it. Yeah.
Sure.
Before we get into what is the AL?
My actual first name is Anna Lisa, and I go by Lisa, and my historical fiction is written as Lisa Kovala, which is my name. But my husband's last name is Jensen. My kid's last name is Jensen, so I'm using all the names.
Yes, I could see on the release, the cover of the book, A.L. Jensen, and I want to go into this release in a minute, but first, let's do the where were you born and raised? Where are you now? Significant places you may have been in between. Speaking of SCANDALnavian, how much time did you spend in prison for what?
Ooh, yeah. Wouldn't I have stories to tell, right? I'll never tell.
For the benefit of the transcript, that's a joke. She gets it. She's laughing.
No, I was born and raised in Sudbury, Ontario, which is a mining town north of Toronto.
I know it.
You do?
Yes, I've been through there. Yeah.
No kidding. It used to be considered when I was little, like a moonscape. There were very few trees, and now it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's green. But
or as we joke, because of the Canadian beer being much more alcoholic content, we jokingly call it Sudsbury, right?
That's right. Yeah, we say Suds. And there's that song, Sudbury Saturday Night. The girls are playing bingo while the boys are getting stinko. So we have all kinds of fun. And I'm living here now in Sudbury for the last 25 years. But there was about a decade where I was living in Ottawa and going to school. And I lived in New Zealand for a year and a half in my first teaching job. And my husband and I like to travel, so we traveled a lot, especially when our kids were little, we traveled a lot with them. So I've been all over the place. But, you know, after I had my daughter, we came home because there were, you know, the grandparents. And you know how it is. You need to be near family. So now my kids are grown and doing their things. And we're living in sort of a small area called Naughton outside of Sudbury. And it's delightful. So you know, they say you can't come home again, but you can. It just looks different.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now I want to get into the release, and here's why. From Mickey. Is it Mickey hates Oxford commas or what? Because at the top, Midsummer, comma, Marriage and Murder. But your book cover, in my opinion, has it correct. I'm a big fan of the Oxford comma. Midsummer, comma, Marriage, comma, and Murder. They are three separate things, all separated, but not Midsummer, stop.
That's right.
Marriage and Murder, stop. They are three separate things.
They are. And I'm going to tell Mickey that, listen, buddy.
You screwed up my title, yes.
He'll love it.
But yeah, hey, you got to keep a sense of humor. But it does lead to that serious grammatical question. Do you believe in the Oxford comma or not? And
the hill I will die on.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Absolutely. Because when I want to say this plus that and the other thing, there's no comma after that because it's that and the other thing, those go together. But if it's this, that, the other thing, there's got to be a comma separates all of them. Yes?
Great. I know. And the M dash. I'm sorry, AI. I don't care if you like to use it. I've been using it way longer than the AI has. So I'm not going to give it up. Sorry.
Yeah. So we both agree, and I don't really delve into it in how to write a book and get it published. I probably should have, because indeed, I mean, that's been an argument forever. It's how long, I mean, especially since Shakespearean times, it's been an ongoing argument, and all these decades, centuries later, we still have a divide.
Absolutely. We're still arguing about the comma. And at the end of the day, as long as it makes sense and the communication is clear. But the problem is, if you don't have it, sometimes that really changes the sentence and it means something completely different.
It does, absolutely. Where you put the commas and the periods and the semicolons, parentheses, it all changes the flow. And more importantly, it could change the entire context of a statement.
I agree. I love how passionate you are about punctuation. It's amazing.
Oh, not that whole. When it comes to English, math was my favorite subject. I like to joke.
Okay. I love that.
But yet, here I am an author. But that's why we have editors to help
That's
with that,
right.
too. As long as someone understands what you're trying to say at the end of the day is ultimately the thing. And the other thing, since I'm on my soapbox ranting about grammar, and I'll try to remember to stick a meme I have in there to the grammar Nazis. It says THEYIR''RE there, and it says under that, take that, right? So I love that meme. I'll try to remember to put it in post. But while I'm on my grammar, I'm losing my train of thought.
It'll come back.
But yeah, along those lines, it was. As long as they understand what you're trying to say at the end of the day, is what. Run-on sentence. Thank you. It came.
Yes.
There's no such thing in the AP, Chicago, or Oxford style guidebooks that define more than 12 words or is a run-on sentence. It's like beauty, I've got to show. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. A run-on sentence is in the eye of the beholder. In some places, you may want a long sentence because it's kind of part of the character development. So, what are your thoughts on run-on sentence?
Well, I think that's the beauty of fiction because we get to play with language. And so you can have run-on sentences that reflect what the characters' thought process and how they talk. Or you can have sentences that are incomplete because they're also like, we do speak in incomplete sentences. So for dialogue, I think, it works for fiction. There are some forms that I wouldn't use it. Like I would just not use it in a I don't know, a nonfiction book where I'm writing, I don't know, something really important and researched. No, but in fiction,
you technical manual. Yeah.
Right. That might be confusing. But for fiction, we get to have fun with language and we know the rules, but we can play with them. And it's becomes more authentic. So it's fun to do that.
The grammar police, I would imagine if you remember Flowers for Algernon.
Yes.
That book, I would imagine that drives them crazy. And I would imagine the person who wrote that giving it to an editor, it drove that editor crazy.
Right.
Whoa, where am I supposed to be correcting the grammar and where am I not supposed to be? Right. Because that's part of the story.
100%. And that changes over the years. Like the styles change and what readers want and what we feel is accessible. Like it's going to change. Like 50, 60 years ago, that looked different. And now we're like, we don't like that so much. So we have to kind of like language is always changing and how we express ourselves is always changing. So I think we have to kind of pay attention to that too.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, knowing the rules, knowing how language is structured, then when you play with it, it makes sense when you're doing it purposefully. You're not just making mistakes, which is a whole other thing. That's when you need your editor to pop in there.
I'm going to tell my Shakespeare joke because it'll set up something else. But this is a good place to enter. A Joe original jokester Joe joke. To be or not to be is truly the question. Because if it's to be, I got bingo. But I tell the joke to set up the point. I've been in this argument with others, and therefore I recorded a Constitutionalist video exclusive on it, tinyurl.com/CTP on BitChute. I am not Shakespeare. These are not Shakespearean times. I write like it was an argument over the Book of Kennedy, Project Carpe Diem. I'm not writing. I'm not trying to be Shakespeare. If you want to read Shakespeare, read Shakespeare. Those were different times. I write for the people in the here and now.
That's right. Yeah. And you're always going to find your readers, like every style, every genre, whatever the content is, there are people out there who want that. So, you're not writing for one specific like all audiences. You're writing for a more specific audience and who will appreciate what you're doing. So I think that's amazing.
In fact, I may quote Shakespeare in the book of Kennedy Project Carpe Diem, Henry VIII, but I'm not writing like Henry VIII book. Oh, okay. So now a whole lot of ranting and raving about stuff I would have never actually intended to ask you. So
that's how conversations go.
Yeah, 10 minutes in, let's actually talk about Midsummer, Marriage, and Murder. What was the genesis of that book? And we hinted to it, the delightful SCANDALnavian inspired cozy mystery.
So I'm actually, this is the second book in the Hygge House Cozy Mystery series. I'm Finnish Canadian, so I'm Nordic descent, and I love all the Nordic and
Gesundheit, right?
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. You know how it is. And so I love all that stuff. I love the style. I love the traditions. I love all of it. So I wrote book one, Hygge and Homicide, which takes place in this, Lakewood, this small, quaint town that is fictional, very cozy. And a midlife woman comes back to her hometown to start this business with her friend called Hygge House, and it's like an event center. And so in book two, Midsummer Marriage and Murder, they have their first wedding on site. And of course, they're very excited about it because they've already had one murder at Hygge House. They don't need any more problems. So they're waiting, like this wedding is going to be great. And it is. It's amazing. However, shortly after, they do find a body in a Muskoka chair by the lake. And now they're steeped into a new murder mystery case. And Minna is, again, having to be an amateur sleuth and figure out what happened.
I envision this as could be the next Knives Out movie.
Ooh, would that be fun? Oh, I would love that. Amazing. Call the director.
Who's the primary character? Want to be careful to not give spoilers, but at the same time, enough of a tease to interest people in the book.
Yeah, so the primary character is Minna Hallinen. She is a Finnish, Norwegian, Canadian who has been a designer, like a Scandinavian designer in Toronto for decades. And she's divorced and her child is grown up and she comes back to her hometown. And she, she's got a really good design eye. So attention to details, which is great for an amateur sleuth. And her best friend, Christy, is like organized and plans events and is all into that kind of thing. So the two of them kind of have always gotten into some scrapes together, even as kids. And now they're back together in their midlife. And not that much has changed. One is getting into scrapes, the other one's supporting the other one. So Minna is really sort of steeped in her Nordic and Scandinavian cultures. And I love to just infuse the story with those little things. But at the end of the day, she's figuring things out again. She's, at a new stage in her life. She needs to get the confidence and trust herself to start a new venture here with her business partner. So it's been really fun to write her because I can see her in a lot of the midlife women I know.
This is a second installment. So is there a third book in the works?
There is. The third one is going to be out in August. It's called Murder by Nordic Design. So I love that. And I don't know if you know about Finns, but they love their saunas. On the property, they're going to build a sauna. There's going to be, obviously, something bad will happen during that event as well. So it's fun to just come up with new ideas for what can happen on the property as they're developing it, as they're trying to make it successful. And then these kind of incidences happen that pull them, like Minna has to like figure out what happened. And but you'll see the community, you'll see different characters reappearing, and there's some fun ones that different, like there's the Northern Spirit Band, and they have some really quirky characters, and the local coffee shop, and all the kinds of things that cozy mystery fans love infused into this town of Lakewood.
Yeah.
But with a bit of a spin because it's got that Nordic and Scandinavian influence.
But it is a true and proper series where the primary main characters carry over. Unlike my Life and Living series, I'm writing my 5th one, and it will drop in May. There's different primary characters in each. It's a series in name only, so to say. They're all life and living related, but different characters. So, but yours is a true traditional way people would understand a series, like a Potter. The Potter series carries over. Clancy, the Jack Ryan carries over through all the books.
I think so. I think you can think of it like you can read one individually and the whole entire story is there, but the next book brings those characters forward, and both like internally how they're changing as people and growing, and their relationships are growing through each book, but then the story itself is standalone. So you can read them in any order, but if you read them in the sequence, you will see how all the characters are growing and changing.
Right. None of them, at least so far, have gotten to the point where you feel like a book has to be an actual continuation of the same story of a previous.
It can absolutely stand alone. But like in book 1, one of the victim's sister, Grace, you know, she was involved in the story because she was the victim's sister. In book 2, she's the bride. So she's again showing up, and it's about her wedding, but of course it's actually about the murder of somebody.
Right. Right.
So poor Grace. She's had I'm gonna have to give her a break in book 3 because she's had enough.
You're gonna show Grace some grace.
That's right. Exactly. She needs a break now, that poor girl. She needs a good life now.
Couldn't resist the pun, of course.
Love it.
Hygge? Hey, Hygge?
Hygge.
That's spelled Hyggge, a Hygge house cozy mystery. Okay, yeah. So
that's right.
I don't know how to pronounce it, but
I know. And I knew that would be an issue because it's kind of a concept that's been around a long time. It's all about coziness and like creating that lovely feeling of just relaxation. And that's what they want from this house, this event center. But I knew that readers would have a hard time with the pronunciation. So I have, like, even in the first book, I have a few little jokes about the way they pronounce the name because not everyone knew that, right?
Great way to broach that through humor and joke about it, but because that was going to be my question. Do you indeed explain in a way how the proper pronunciation is? And you say you do, yes.
I do. And in the beginning of every book, I also have Nordic terms and concepts. So like a little glossary of words with little explanations, because they are using all kinds of words: Swedish, Norwegian, Icelandic, Finnish. And so I just have the word and a description. So if anyone's reading and they're like, oh, what's that again? They can flip to the front. But it's just introducing some of the vocabulary and some of the words that you may have heard somewhere along the way, but just don't really necessarily understand what it means. So I thought, class 3 will be helpful, you know?
Yeah, I'm sure that drove an editor crazy too. It's like, do you really want to use that word? Yes, I really want to use that word. Don't change it. It's there for a reason.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure.
Did another series or another book precede this?
Yeah, so actually, I have written 3 published books before this. The first one was creative nonfiction, and it's about my dad. He was 16 when he was he was a Finnish merchant marine sailor during World War II. His ship was captured and they were sent to Stutthof concentration camp. So that's a completely different story than the cozy mysteries. And then the second two books, Sisters Winter War and Like Water for Weary Souls, are historical novels. And the most recent one, Like Water for Weary Souls, is a historical mystery. So there was a mystery involved in that book, but not a cozy. It was much more literary, historical.
But in a way, it's a little related in that there is a mystery there.
Yes.
It doesn't directly relate to this series, but in a way it almost sets up this series.
Well, what was nice was because I was writing this historical novel and it became this mystery, and I just really enjoy it. I've always loved reading mysteries. I've always loved watching them. I like Nordic noir. I like thrillers. I like suspense. I like cozies. I like all of it. And I've been writing historical fiction for a long time. And then when I was like, what do I want to do next? I just wanted to write something lighter. And I thought, okay, I know I need to write the cozy, because that is a genre that I love so much. And historical fiction, I love it so much too, but it's there, it's years and years of research. It's years and years of writing, and it's can be quite dark. Whereas cozies are just light and fun. And I think we all need that right now. So that's why I'm leaning into that for the time being.
I've been there. What like most of my books come to me in a dream, but I do ask, what do I want to do next? But usually it's given to me in a dream what I'm going to do next. But I never dreamed bad word to use there, but I never thought in a million years Terror Strikes book would turn into a ongoing life and living series. But yet that's the dreams that came. And while they're different characters, I do, like Martin from Terror Strikes shows up in the other books, but isn't a primary character. And likewise, Kennedy in the third book shows up in the fourth book, but not the primary character in the fourth book. So there is a little continuity, but I would have never contemplated at
time
doing Terror Strikes. It would turn into a life and living series.
Right. That's how it happens sometimes. And I love that your readers will read a book and recognize that character and be like, oh yeah, he was in that other story. Like, it'll bring back those stories for them. And readers love that when those things are connected, even if it's not like a traditional series.
In a way, it's an Easter egg. You don't, I say all the time, you don't have to have read the other books in this series. Each book, as you said, is a standalone, but it kind of can help in a way. Anyway,
totally get it. Great.
We're kind of like I had my How to Write a Book and Get It Published, so I love talking like this and giving people hints, tips, and techniques behind the scenes kind of things, because everybody's got a story in them. Whether they publish it or not is another thing. Yes?
Totally true, right? We all have a story to tell. And sometimes we need a little bit of assistance getting that story told, whether you find a friend to talk to or a writing group. I'm a book coach, so I work with a lot of new authors who are just like learning how to write. So fun, right? Like, it's just a delight to connect with people who have that story and want to tell it and need to learn how to tell it.
Okay, so let's start. I try to keep shorter shows because, as I say, coined today's Twitter and TikTok attention span. Right?
I love it.
Because like with all my guests, we could talk for 3 hours, but then the show would be too long. So to wrap things up, do you have a website for where people could find you?
People can go to Lisa Book Coach Lisa KovlaBookCoach.com. And that's where everything. Lisa has 2 I's and Kovla is K-O-V as in Victor, A-L-A. And they can find, like, even if you look for Lisa with 2 I's, you're going to find me. And that's where everything is. My historical fiction, my cozy mysteries, book coaching, all the stuff in one website. I decided that would be easier for people.
Since it says A.L. Jensen, I'm glad we had that discussion because, yes, nowhere in here do I see Lisa with two eyes. That's indeed
right?
very interesting.
Yes. If you go to aljensen.com, it will bring you to the same place. aljensen.com brings you to that same website. So I just try to make sure people can find it no matter which name they use.
I'm going to
for all the things.
In the scroll and post edit, I will put aljensen.com just because it's easier than expecting them to remember Lisa with two eyes.
That's right.
Because that's indeed rather odd and unique. What's the origin of the two eyes in there?
Yeah, so Lisa with two eyes is a very actually common name in Finland. So common that I have friends named Maija-Liisa, I have an Anna-Liisa, Seija-Liisa, like this. Lisa is a name that's like Mary. It's not unusual in Finland, but here people have to do a double take, and often they say, well, I know you have two something. Is it two S's, two A's? Like they don't know.
Oh, now that would be funny. One L, two I's, two S's, and two A's.
I've had almost that. Almost. They're like, I'm just doubling up a couple things just in case.
Yeah. So aljensen.com will be a lot easier for people to handle.
A lot easier for folks to find. Absolutely. Yes. And Substack. I'm on Substack.com at Women Writing. So also very easy to find Women Writing on Substack.
Okay, thank you, A.L. Jensen. And next time you talk to Mickey, tell him to get his titles correct. Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to give him that note. He's going to love it.
All right. Take care. God bless.
Thank you. Great to meet you. Bye for now.
To Bobby Day Zero, you're just another fool, not a hero. We got serious folks, got some real work need get to. Got nothing of substance, then step off the stage. Dead weight in the doorway, backing up the hallway. Talk loud, say zilch, all static, no switch. I got tabs open, deadlines choking. You just love the sound of you talking. Got nothing of substance to add, then just go away. No time for distraction, fools. Way too much to do today. Zero really to say, still mad. Beyond enough for you. We've had chase that ping. Scroll jaw, slow draw, reposting everything. I got bags under both eyes, plans scribbled in blue. You bring drama, comma, saga, never bringing anything through. Got nothing of substance to add, then just go away. No time.
In the Book of Kennedy, Project Carpe Diem, a young woman stands alone at sunrise by the ocean. Her hair moves with the wind. Faint superimposed text. Was life just a collection of mediocre days with a few random happy times? Flashbacks. A girl laughing as a child, then crying as a teenager, pondering about her future. Lighting shifts from golden to shadowed. Slow motion. She walks through crowds, offering a soft smile to a stranger. In the Book of Kennedy, Project Carpe Diem, available now on Amazon in ebook, paperback, and hardcover editions.
Like and subscribe to Constitutionalist Politics Podcast and share episodes. We need your help.
Thank you for having tuned into another Constitutionalist podcast show. I really appreciate that you stopped by. Again, please like, share, subscribe. We need you to help spread the Constitutionalist movement. Thank you again. Take care. God bless. Love you all.